Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for popping in again. My name is Jen, and this channel is dedicated basically to those that have celiac disease or those that may be suffering from some type of gluten intolerance. I was diagnosed about 6 months ago with celiac disease, as well as my daughter, so it kind of, flipped our world upside down. So I'm just here to give some tips and education and things like that might be able to help you or someone that you know. If you haven't, liked or subscribed yet, definitely do that. I would love to kind of, build up a good community here to, share info and advice and things like that. So, as always, leave me comments or send me messages too if you have, any thoughts or questions. So, currently sporting my Sun Devils shirt. I live in Tempe, Arizona, so go Devils. And what I'm going over today is going to be some of my favorite little snacks and things like that are gluten-free. A lot of people might think once you go gluten-free, it's like, oh my gosh, the world's ending and I can't have anything anymore, and things like that. Now, please know that things definitely do change a little bit, but there is so much available and out there. So I just wanted to show you not only some of my favorite things, but also my kids' favorite things. I have one daughter with celiac and one without, so we basically kind of just do everything gluten-free here anyways, just so we don't have cross-contamination and things like that. So just wanted to show you some of our favorite things. Each one of these that I'm going to show you are kid approved, so they're all delicious. We are currently in quarantine 2020, so some of the stuff will be opened already. I haven't really had a chance to skedaddle out to the store, so forgive some of the open ones right now. So first thing I'm going to start with is actually going to be pasta. So my staples in life honestly are pasta and rice, and thank God rice is gluten-free, so that wasn't something that I had to take out. If I had to, I would be so depressed about it. But pasta is a huge thing with gluten. So gluten essentially is it's put in pastas, crackers, tasty desserts and treats, cupcakes, cakes, cereal, a ton of things. And it's also in a lot of other things that you just wouldn't even think about. And so it's really important to read labels and things like that. But pasta was a huge one for me because I have heard horror stories about gluten-free pasta and everything like that. And I just knew how much I loved it. So, I was sad about it, and I've heard the texture is different, things like that. So just so you know, the texture can be a little bit different, maybe a little mushier or sometimes not quite as moist. And that's all what the gluten bonding agent does, is it makes things moist and also preserves things a lot. So, but I think I've found some things that really you can't, like my pasta that I love, I can't even tell the difference. So the first one I'm going to show you for kids, obviously mac and cheese is like a staple for kids. The Annie's gluten-free. They also have a cheddar one of these. These are really, really good for kids. So these are actually, they're a rice pasta shell. So these are delicious for kids. They really do like these. So that's a good one. Now, I found the best pasta. It's seriously hands down. It's kind of, I don't want to say it's hard to find. You can definitely get on Amazon, but places like Whole Foods, Sprouts, kind of stores like that would have it. I haven't seen this at any kind of your local non-specialty grocery stores. So this one, the brand is called Btw I. I think I'm saying that right. And it is phenomenal. It's so good. Can't even tell. And Btw I for life, seriously. So it looks like this, and this is the name of it, or Tinkayida or something like that. And it is absolutely delicious. So they have this in all different types. They have like your angel hair and spiral, everything they have for the Tinkayida. Fettuccine and all that, and then you can make kind of like your things that you did. So if you want fettuccine alfredo, you can make that. You just have to make sure your sauce doesn't have gluten, or whatever it may be. They have gluten-free lasagna noodles and everything like that. So it's a little bit of a different cooking style. So with this one example would be that you boil it for 1 to 2 minutes, and then you turn it all the way to low, and then you cover it, and for like 12 minutes you just cover it on low, and then you're gonna go ahead and drain it. You wanna make sure on these two that you don't overcook it or it gets really mushy. So just kind of be on top of those, but the Tinka Yaida is phenomenal. Also, do notate that gluten-free, it's definitely going to be a little bit more expensive. It's a different process that they have to do. They have to make sure to be certified gluten-free. It can't have, oh gosh, I wish I had the numbers right now, but it's something like, it's 1/10 of a teaspoon for someone with celiac that can basically set your body off to not a good place. So they have to be really particular with their numbers. And also too, you can't have it in a facility that has cross-contamination with wheat. Now, they could technically put gluten-free if it was made in a facility, but especially for celiac, you just have to be so careful with that, because basically what that's meaning is those are going over the exact same conveyor belt. So those noodles, even though not the tikka, but other ones, they may be gluten-free, but they're going on the same conveyor belt as your regular pasta, and you can get cross-contamination that way. So in order to be certified, to say, it'll say certified GF on a box, or it'll say gluten-free. Let me see if I can show you the label here. See, like here it says gluten-free. And then on this one, it will say, yeah, well, that's certified kosher, certified no GMO. Where is it? Well, it says gluten-free all over it. But anyways, in order to list that, it has to be under a certain amount. So, yeah. Now, a lot of these are going to be kind of like treat type of things, which what I found is mostly like where the gluten is. It is in other stuff, but I mean, I can have every fruit and vegetable that I ever had before that has obviously no gluten in it. Any meat that I want. The things that I have to be really careful on are different types of sauces. So for one example, you wouldn't even think about it, but soy, like if I see soy and stuff, I can't have that, because there's actually huge components of wheat in soy. Like soy sauce, absolutely not. Or any of those like soyakis or anything like that. Soy is one of the top things that have wheat in it. And with celiac, you can't have anything with wheat, barley, or rye. Now, legally, companies are supposed to put that there's wheat in a product if there is, but they don't always, it's not that they don't always, but a lot of times they'll have an ingredient in there that has wheat in it, but it's not like enough to be put in there, or it's just like hidden in different ingredients. You just be really, really careful and just like know how to read labels and things like that. Okay, so for other snacks, Trader Joe's has a ton of gluten-free stuff. So this is a good one for the kids. And again, I'm sorry that it's open, but these are like the Pirate Booty, and the standard Pirate Booty is gluten-free too, but these are the white cheddar corn puffs. Corn is totally gluten-free, so you can have corn tortillas and things like that, but this one right here, the white cheddar corn puffs, are delicious. I got this about 2 days ago, and I have this much left from my kids. And again, this is both of them that love it, so my one that does have gluten allergy, and the other one as well. Now, one thing that's really surprising, actually, is Doritos are gluten-free. It's stuff that's so weird that you would never think, but it is. If you want like an imitation Cheeto, the puffy ones, they also have the not puffy, but they're not quite like Cheetos. These ones from Trader Joe's too, the cheese puffs. So you'll see too, again, corn snacks. And then, of course, tortilla chips are totally fine. Fritos are fine. A lot of chips are. You just have to be really careful and read the label. But stores now are getting so good about labeling things. It's funny because on the side, this is just here and there, I'll do market research studies where basically different companies want like your input on products or whatever it may be. I'm kind of like in that hot group right now because of my age, and then that I have children, younger children, and things like that. So a lot of times they want my opinion. So I actually did one at Walmart where I had to go to Walmart. I went to Walmart and I had one of the people that basically, she's like a non-biased person that asked me a bunch of different questions, you know, about, sorry about the dogs. Asked me a bunch of different questions about things, you know, about my experience with Walmart. Now, I'm not a huge Walmart shopper. Nothing against Walmart. I just have closer things to me that I would prefer. But anyway, so I went and I did this whole thing with them. And my biggest gripe with stores is that sure, they have gluten options, but they're mixed in with everything else. So it's like if you go to the pasta aisle, like it's just mixed in everywhere. Or if you go to a cracker aisle, like they're there, but you have to look at everything. And my biggest thing is just have a designated row for allergy stuff. Like have that designated row be like your peanut free row, have the same row be your gluten-free row, and everything would just be, even if you have stuff like mixed in there, everything would just be that gluten-free, everything in the store that would be gluten-free. So you just have your one central place. So that would be my biggest thing about stores, is you really have to kind of know where to look and what to look for. So just something to keep in mind is that it can be mixed in. So just be careful with that. Now, another big thing would be like pancakes and waffles, and that's been kind of hard to find too because those mixtures can be weird. What they use are things like almond flour, coconut flour, all different types of flours. Bob Red Mill is typically the one that I would be a go-to. They actually have an all-purpose type of flour where they mix several of them together, and that's you know, pretty good, but it's just going to be different than what you're used to. So it's been kind of hard to find good pancake or waffle mixes, but this one I found was pretty good. This one is from Trader Joe's, and it's the buttermilk pancake and waffle mix. So in this one, they use sorghum flour, which is a different type, potato starch, cane sugar, buttermilk leavening, and then here's a perfect example of like what the boxes will say. So may contain traces of egg, soy, pecans, So this is just like another cross-contamination thing, that this is made in the same facility as those other things. So wheat is not on here, soy is not on here, so I don't have to worry about this. So this is a good one. For a brownie mix or cake mix, this one's so good. Again, from Trader Joe's. I think it's $2.99, so nothing crazy. Delicious, delicious. They already have chocolate chips in there, but I'm like a chocolate chip fan, so I'll put some more in there. And then again, this one's main thing is rice flour. So it's just different kind of flours, and it's like, now that I know all of this, who knew there were so many flours? So this one is delicious. And then for my little gummy treat, most gummies are gluten-free. Again, you have to look for these. So, a lot of gummy bears, there's certain brands that are and certain brands that aren't. I'm such a sweet fanatic. It's bad. These ones, again, from Trader Joe's are amazing. The Scandinavian Swimmers, they're kind of like if you, what are the Swedish fish? If you like, they're kind of like that. Little seahorse here. So these ones are amazing for a little sweet treat. Jelly Bellies are gluten-free. Reese's Pieces, which I was so surprised about. I think M&M's, I have to check, but a lot of this too, you can look online. There's also a really good app. It's called, I think it's just like gluten-free scanner. It's GF scanner or something like that. They're still, making it better. There's a free version. It doesn't have that many things, but there's also a $2.99 version, I think, and that has a lot more. And you can just go and scan a barcode, and it'll tell you, like, there may be traces of gluten. This is gluten-free, So, might be a good app to download. I'll go ahead and put it in the description box as well. I'm such an ice cream fan. Love ice cream. Now, it depends. Like, you have to really look. A lot of them have soy or have traces of wheat or, again, the cross-contamination thing. You really have to look on these goods. So the one that I really like, and I got this from Sprouts, which if you're not from Arizona, it's kind of like a Whole Foods, something like that. It's kind of more like a natural type of store, but this one is kind of expensive. It's $6.99, but there's nothing in there that I have to be worried about. It's also non-GMO. It is, what else is good about it? No artificial sweeteners, GMOs, antibiotics, gluten-free, So kind of all the stuff that you want, but this one is delicious. I think this is $6. So my little treat at night, my favorite treat is gonna be vanilla ice cream with like frozen blueberries, crushed like sweet pecans, and salt. So anyways, for desserts, this is my favorite. So Thrifty has a lot of gluten-free options. Basically, if it doesn't have like cookie or cake components in it, it's typically gluten-free. So anyways, those were a few of my favorite snacks. Hopefully you found some good ones. I'll put them down in the description box too, so you can check them out. A lot of this you can find on Amazon Prime. The delivery, why can't I think of the name of it? Fresh, Amazon Fresh. But yeah, and then I'm gonna do another video of alcoholic beverages for adults coming up here. It was really sad because I'm not a huge beer drinker, but there's nothing on a hot summer day like just having a nice Corona and lime, and barley is one of the top, it's the top ingredient in beers. So that was really sad. So I had to kind of find some other options and stuff like that. So anyways, I hope everyone has a great day. Stay safe, stay well, and chat with you soon.